Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing Path to Diablo video. So I haven't played this game probably 2 or 3 years. They didn't really start making updates for some reason, and the season was just kind of dead, and they didn't do a reset, and then PD2 came out, and so I stopped playing. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Path to Diablo is just like PD2. It's a custom Diablo server, and they have custom content. A lot of it is a lot of crossover between the two games. Mainly they have this corruption aspect. Worldstone shards for PD2, Orbital corruption for this game. In fact, Senpai, the guy who made PD2, or I guess runs PD2, I don't know how much coding he actually does, or if he's just an idea guy. But he played Pod long before he made or was a part of PD2, and a number of his guides, in fact, are still up on Reddit. He wrote a lot of guides for how to play this game. So anyway, the season's kind of bunk. There's not that many people playing right now. It was the first reset in a very long time, and I think the problem is, and I don't know why no one's addressing it, but basically the problem is there's one particular build that is just so degenerate and so powerful that there's absolutely no reason to play anything else. It's just hilariously overpowered, and I'll get into it. So that's what this video is about. It's the Hemo Necro, or Hemorrhage. So it's a unique skill called Hemorrhage, and basically it's an AoE bleed, but it doesn't do physical damage, and so it doesn't, like anything that's immune to physical doesn't matter. This just ticks their life down slowly over time. It's like negative life regen. And it goes through curse immunity, so nothing's immune to it, and it doesn't count as a curse, so you can put another curse on as well, and that curse is going to be dim vision, and I'll show you how that works too. It's a little bit degenerate as well. Basically, for the build, you want to max Hemo, as well as all three of the synergies that give it damage. So Life Tap, Weaken, Iron Maiden. And none of these curses have a prerequisite in this tree. You're also going to want to pick up 1 point in Decrepify, because there are some mobs that are immune to dim vision, and also bosses. And Decrepify is basically, you cast this on a boss, it doesn't do anything. It's really overpowered. And also for certain mobs that are curse immune that aren't going to be hit by dim vision, you can hit them with Decrepify and it still kind of works, which is weird. So yeah, I have one in lower resist because this was kind of a mistake. But I got a little trade going on here. Let me just get that going while we're going here with the video. You don't need anything else in bone and poison. You want 1 point into revive, and honestly, you don't even need to do this, but it is kind of useful.
Damn it! I wish you people would just leave me alone.
That's a cool feature in this mod.
You're new here, aren't
Whenever
I am
well,
Alcor
certain
the
loot filters
Alchemist.
have
I
audio
dabble in
cues set up
potions
now,
and salves, and I can
so
sell you
Alcor's
some
gonna
if you
go through
really
his little
need them.
speech
But don't
there,
make a habit
but I'll
of
just
coming
mute it for
here.
a sec.
I
But
don't
yeah,
like
every
to be
time an
disturbed while
OOC
I'm
drops,
studying.
Alcor will say that line of text. But yeah, back to the build here. So 1 point in revive. This lets you get like revive minions for bosses and stuff. They're kind of just meat shields, so whatever. You don't really need it. And if you're going to do this, 1 point in Blood Golem 2 will be really useful. It never dies. It has 1 billion health, and it gives you life back when it hits. And then you want 1 point in Convocation, which is the teleport move in this game. Each point, doesn't even matter if it's hard points, will lower the cooldown, but 1 point's enough to just kind of get over stuff. And 1 point in Summon Mastery. So in Pod, rather than having Golem Mastery and Skeleton Mastery, it's all linked together into one. So you just get 1 point in there, and it'll beef up your revives if you're going to use revives. It's not a lot of skills to invest, so it's fine. And lastly, your leftover points are all going to go into dim vision. So this doesn't need to be maxed, but the higher the level it is, the more useful it is. to a certain point. Once it gets to a certain point, it's just big enough that it doesn't matter. Like right now, mine's 19 yards. If this was 10 yards, it would work fine too. Other thing to note, the dim vision does have a synergy with Hemorrhage, making Hemorrhage a larger radius. So let's just read this. So curses a group of enemies to cause bleeding, which drains their life away, ignores curse immunity, and overrides. So it's a 10-yard radius. It does 5,200 damage per second for basically 10 seconds. So that's just insane. I'm sorry, it's too much damage. The radius is too big. Like everything is wrong with this. Anyway, I'll show you why it's so wrong. So that's my spell setup. I've got some dex and strength to wear my gear. I used to wear a monarch, so I had a lot of strength. I don't need that anymore. And then the rest into vitality. You don't need any energy. You don't even need all resist for this build. You don't even need faster cast rate. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you have enough skills into curses so that your hemorrhage does enough damage and your dim vision's big enough. That's it. You could literally be naked and do this on the maps, and it would be fine. So I'm using just magic find stuff. However, something you should try to get, which makes your life super easy, is the homunculus. So this is going to be Forta curses, basically. The most important thing here is it gives you a bunch of energy, it gives you a bunch of energy regen, a ton of all resist, and the most important thing is the 5 mana after each kill. So this is just a quality of life item. And also, it does give you a good chance to block and all that. So this is a defensive item and also just a quality of life item. These are very expensive right now. They're clean. They're 2 HR. You get a 2-socketed one. They're like 5-6 HRs. People will buy them. Even CNC ones or bad corrupts are still in HR. So these are very hard to get. Very useful item. Next thing that's really good is a Shaco. So Shaco is super strong in this mod. As you can see, it's got just flat 10% resistance. Shacos are all static, so there's no like chance to get a 1-to-all skill Shaco or lower magic find or anything like that. It's just static. Here you go. Great item. 2 sockets obviously better. But yeah. Next thing you're going to want to pick up is one of these wands. So this one's not even the best one. You can see I got 2 Necro skills, 3 Hemorrhage. I bought this from Mala, okay? And I've actually got a loot filter that when I go to talk to a shopkeeper, it will tell me things for sale without me even having to look. So you can see right here, like life tap and lower res wands are available. It just detected that. I didn't have to go to the page. I just go here, I go boom, oh, it'll tell me. So you just shop for this. Spend an hour refreshing your game in Nightmare or Hell, and you can actually get one that's 3 to curses and 3 to hemorrhage, which will be 6 to Hemo. So I only have 5, which is fine. You don't really need that much more, but that's what you're going to use on your weapon. You would slam this for +1 skills if you could. For the chest, you're on an Enigma. I don't have one, but you don't really need it either. I'm just using Scalders. You'll notice all my gear is magic find gear. I have chance guards, war traps, gold wrap, 2 nagel rings. I have a +3 curse Ami that I just like got a shitty slam on, but obviously a +3 and a 1-to-all skills corruption would be better. If you're going for max damage, which you don't even need, once you get to like the 4,000 mark for your hemo damage, that's fine. That kills anything in the game. There's no point getting your damage higher. It will slightly speed you up, but not to the point where it's going to make any reasonable difference. So just a bunch of magic find, that's cool. You could get an arachnids. It's the only belt in this game with +1 to all skills. It also has faster cast rate. We should talk about faster cast rate because this is a caster's build, but your cast rate doesn't actually matter. And I'll show you why. But you could get faster cast rate if you wanted to cast something. When you cast Hemo on a group, it doesn't actually, as long as it's on the group and you recast it, all you're going to do is refresh the duration. So you'll see it's got these little red things above it when it has Hemo applied, and you can just click the edge of your screen, and it's such a big radius that it's just gonna hit everything, and things are just gonna die. Yeah, like you don't even have to be near stuff. So there's that. That's Hemo. That's how it works. So it's not like having faster cast rate's going to increase your damage somehow. It's just not. You don't need it. You're able to cast Hemo on everything around you. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. So resistances, I've got a bunch of resist charms here because I just had them, but honestly you don't need these at all. You could just have full magic find or full curses, but also that doesn't matter either. You don't need all that damage. By the way, cursed grand charms right now are going for over a high rune each. It's insane. Necro torches, 10 high runes. Yeah, it's just so silly what they've done. And yeah, so I'll show you in the map in a sec, but that's my setup for my build. Then my mercenary, which honestly you don't need, and sometimes having a mercenary around or any summons just makes it harder to play because the mobs will aggro onto your mercenary, and then they you'll see how dim vision just completely removes the need for any other I'm losing my words, but anyways, he's got a my loop filter's calling this something different, but this is a Lawbringer. So I have this just to cast Decrep so that he can live on his own, but honestly it's not even needed whatsoever. This Merc gives Cleansing Aura, which is going to help because if I get Decrepified then I'm kind of slowed and it's annoying, but it's never going to kill me. That's the only reason I have this Merc. Steel Shade is the best Merc Helm because it gives a flat bunch of life on melee hit, which is insane for a Merc. I've got an Ethereal Fortitude because I got one for free in a free game, and I just have them on him. And a Storm Shield for the 30% physical damage reduction. But he still dies like a little bitch. If I'm not playing Hemo, like if I'm on my Paladin, the same gear, he'll just die. So Mercs are just kind of useless in this game. They're auras and they just die all the time. So yeah, so let's jump into this rift. So the way rifts work, if you look in the bottom here, this has got 1,000 monster density bonus. So anything over 1,000 is really good. That's what you're looking for. It's similar to PD2. You've got your maps, and you can like re-roll them and get different affixes, and you can corrupt them to make them stronger. And basically they're endgame level 85 zones, or level 87, whatever it is. This one's an 88 because it's a tier 3. And there's all these affixes that can go wrong, but there's only 2 affixes that affect you ever as a Hemo that you need to watch out for. And you just can't do the map if they have it, and it's Cleansing Aura and Reduced Curse Duration. So basically if the mobs have Cleansing Aura, you can't dim vision them, and then you can't play the game. So yeah, it's just like two mods that you can't play the game, so you just re-roll those maps. But this is what I'm getting at is this is a very end game map. This is full of tons of really hard to kill units, and it's got an insane density. You'll see in a sec.
Oops.
Let me just trade this guy as Trap Skiller. And we'll get out of here. Alright, anyway, jumping into the combat here. So, I've cleared a bit of this map, but I just wanted to show you guys how this works. So I'm going to have dim vision, and I'm going to cast it here. You can see it's the entire screen, okay? And what dim vision does is it reduces the vision of the monsters, right? Okay, great. But it means that basically if the monsters can't see you, they don't react. Their AI doesn't kick in. They just stand there and do nothing. So this is basically a 20-yard range stun for 10 seconds. That's what this is. So think about that for a sec. 20-yard range AoE stun with no cooldown. Great. So I'm just going to cast this at the edge of my screen, and as I walk up, you'll see that nothing even comes close to me. And then after dim vision is on the stack of stuff, I just cast Hemorrhage. And basically, I walk up, I cast Hemo, or I cast Dim Vision, then I cast
Damn it.
Hemorrhage.
I wish you
And I
people would just
repeat.
leave me alone.
And there is no danger of me
New here,
taking
aren't
any
you?
damage.
I am
And there's
Alcor the
absolutely
Alchemist.
no way I'm
I
not
dabble
killing
in
everything.
potions and
Because,
salves, and I can
you
sell
know,
you some
anything
if you
is going to
really
die
need them.
in 10
But
seconds.
don't make a habit of coming here. I
And,
don't like to
yeah,
be disturbed
like,
while I'm studying.
You just saw what happened. That's insane clear speed. And, you know, I'm in full magic fine gear. Just trying to pick up this stuff as I go. So yeah, Dim Vision, Hemo. Dim Vision, Hemo. I just keep casting Dim Vision. The mobs don't do anything. The reason that some of the mobs are coming close to me is because my stupid Merc here. Okay, good, he's dead. So this is going to be way better now that my Merc's dead. So let's go back. And yeah, we'll go right back to where we died. Good. Yeah, I wanted my Merc to die there so that I could show you when it's just you as a unit, enemies don't just come walking at you unless they're, you know, immune to curses, which sometimes you do get immune to curse mobs. So let me just clean this up here because you know, when you get little stragglers, it makes it kind of hard. So yeah, we're gonna go down this hallway now. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just gonna play and not talk so I can focus a bit. So you can see the absurdity. You basically cast Dim Vision to lock down an entire room, and then, you know, once everything's got Dim Vision on it, you just cast Hemorrhage and everything explodes. Now, if I had some life after kill, I'd be a lot more safe, but I don't. And it just becomes like a game of learning how to enter these rooms and Dim Visioning it in a way that mobs never get near you. Pick up some loot here. That is a unique ring, cool. And with this amount of density in these rooms, it's insane how many high runes you're going to be getting. I'm going to just do some revives here because I am now running into some mobs that are curse immune, so they're not going to be affected by the Dim Vision, and that does make it a little more difficult to play. But for the most part, it's not difficult whatsoever. Now, it'd be nice if I got a high rune to drop. I'm a little bit. I went too forward there. Basically, I needed to like clear my sides, like on all sides, before I move up, so that like there's nothing that can get by. But I think you get the idea. Let me put the sound on again so I can hear what's happening. I want to pick these items up. So yeah, champion mobs and elite mobs can sometimes be immune to Dim Vision, and so they're the only like mobs that are gonna leak through and kind of get towards you. And that can be, you know, a little dangerous. But, I mean, honestly, like, I think it speaks for itself. Like, I shouldn't be able to do this. I shouldn't be able to just walk up here, click once, and destroy the whole room. Now I'm dying because I'm obviously streaming and whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna just switch to my paladin. So my paladin is a physical charge pally. I've got like all this amazing gear. Let me just throw all this on. Got my tracks, got my Gore Riders. I've got my Ravenfrost, High Lords. And I've got a nice dual leech ring here. So I'm using Grief, Fortitude, Phoenix, Gore Riders, Drax, 3 OSG face with melee splash, High Lords. You know, some really, really good stuff, okay? And my resistances are not maxed because all these charms need to go there, but shouldn't really matter that much. But let's just go take a step into this zone and see what happens to me as a comparison. Okay, this is the same map. Oh, I didn't know that waypoint worked. That's interesting. But yeah, let's go take a look. Same map. So I'm going to just put Holy Shield on. I got Charge and Fanaticism. I'll turn on Walk so that I get full defense. And let's go down a whole hallway here and see if we can find some mobs. So you can see I do kill things like instantly, because this is a GG build. But let's see how slow it is compared. And how dangerous it is too. My health is going down a lot. I am killing stuff, but man, is it, stressful. I don't have all resist, so maybe this isn't the best comparison, but look at my health. It's like I'm doing Uber just. And the kill speed too, just super slow. Anyways, that's Hemo Necro. I think that dim vision is what the problem is here. The hemorrhage ability in itself is not too problematic. They could reduce the scaling on things to bring it more in line with the other abilities. Either make the duration shorter, like maybe 3 seconds, or nerf the damage a little bit, because things are dying in 1 second. It's just ridiculous. It goes right through immunities and right through resistances. It can't miss, can't be resisted. So the damage needs to come down at least 30%, I'd say. And also the duration doesn't need to be that long. It's just crazy. And I think dim vision really shouldn't work the way that it works. I think the radius, if the radius was small, it would be too tedious to use. So you wouldn't do it. And maybe that would fix it. I'm not sure. I haven't really put much thought into it, but basically no one's playing anything but Hemo, and the game's dead. So, and this is the first ladder reset in like 3 years. So, also this was in public testing. They had a PTR up for like a whole year, and like somehow nobody said anything about this. It's kind of embarrassing. So yeah, I mean obviously they're different games, PD2 and Pod. PD2 tries to take itself a little more seriously and have like endgame things and skill involved. I think Pod is a little more relaxed, but still, when it's like this and there's literally no point playing anything else, they've made a mistake, and I think they need to fix it. I don't know what to. I don't know what to do if I was Green Dude. I think that I would fix it and add some other things and do a new season very shortly, like within the next 3 months. I would have a new season come up, because right now everything is just totally fucked because of Hemo. There's so many more high runes on the market. Like the economy's messed up. No one's playing. No one's interested. So yeah, something's got to be done if they want more players to play. Now, if they don't want more players to play, whatever. Have fun with your OP build. for a couple days and then that's it and move on. But I don't know. If you want more people playing a game, I think you gotta fix Hemo. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks.